home of the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. A tremendous setting and a spectacular game that we have in store. We've got a terrific matchup for you today, rich in pageantry and tradition, and it ought to be a fantastic clash. The Rainbow Warriors' long wait is coming to an end as they'll put a foot to it and the season will get underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Stallions' offense will take the field first. And, David, we'll see whether this running back has the ability to elevate his game and really become a star in this offense.
Yeah, he's still developing. You know, I think when you watch him, you say, oh, he's still learning the vision and how to play the running back spot. And I think you leave him, Jesse, going, I want a little bit more. I want more consistency, more big plays so this offense can really take off.
I think the coaching staff, I think the fans know for the future of this program, they need to upgrade at the position. They'll try to do that in recruiting or the portal. But for right now, today, this guy has to be able to make plays when his opportunities show up.
Fires to the tight end. Found a little bit of room there to get it up to the 30 before going out of bounds. Third down, and they'll need 5 to keep this opening drive moving. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground. And the Stallions have it with a 1st and 10. The give to the back. Turning on the Jets. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down.
That is a statement play right away. You're playing on the road. The stadium's loud and noisy. You want to quiet him down, run the football down the defense's throat.
Gives it on the option. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Off play action. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. Line gets set. 1st down. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
And it's a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
He's got an open man. He's got enough. It'll be a 1st down. They've got it at the 12. The Stallions look to do some damage in the red zone. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Gets the back moving. The RPO, fire complete to the left. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. 11th play of this opening drive coming up, but this one, a 3rd and long. Going up top again. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. And they'll send out the field goal unit. The field goal is no good, and the score will stay right where it is after that miss. So Hawaii's offense will get the ball for the 1st time. And here it comes for the 1st time as a starter, this talented freshman. And Jesse, it seems like quarterbacks mature quicker and quicker these days, and they're ready to grab the reins.
Yeah, you're seeing it more and more, and there's more high school quarterbacks now ready to take the next step and compete and perform in college football. But listen, I started as a true freshman back at Florida. I guarantee you he has so much nervous energy going right now because he has never played in an environment like this, and he has never played against competition like this either, David.
No, it's crazy, and that was 1920. So imagine now with all the technology and how much he's feeling the nerves. Obviously, all the eyeballs in the stadium.
Makes a grab down the middle. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Here comes the option. He can't corral the pitch. The ball's on the ground. How in the world did the offense retain possession? And the Rainbow Warriors trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Davis will throw. At midfield, he's got room. Wide open spaces. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 and the 38, and these guys are on the move.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
On the option. Tried to keep those big legs churning, but he'll be stopped for a loss.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds onto that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. The Rainbow Warriors will call on their punt team. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Off-play action on first down. Gets it to the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Short completion last play. Let's see if they throw it again. The play action fake. Takes the easy throw in the flat. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
And a really nice job by the defense winning second down. I think the quarterback thought he could dump this off, maybe get some positive yards, set up a good third down. The defense did a great job responding and getting that running back on the ground.
Unleashes one. On target over the middle. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. And the Stallions will have it 1st and 10. From the gun. Give on the inside. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense. The Stallions now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Second down, they'll go to the air. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
And listen, if I'm the quarterback, I'm trying to dump the ball off to my playmaker and make this a manageable third down. Get something positive. But how about the defense?
And the rush will get to him at the 25.
Third and long situation, we're bringing an extra DB on the field, and we're telling our front guys to pin your ears back and go get the QB, and they get the job done.
And the Stallions will line up to punt it away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Let's see what he can do with it. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. The Hawaii offense returns to the field. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. They just did didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Working that left side now. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. All things considered, he's probably lucky to be back to the line of scrimmage.
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at 2nd down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating the loss on 1st down.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. Let's take a second to think about Hawaii. The only important expectations are the ones inside the program, but when you start the season on the outside of the rankings looking in, it can give you a little bit of an edge, can't it?
Yeah, they want to prove to everybody they should have been ranked coming into this year. These players are angry. They feel like they're being disrespected, and they want to make a point to the...
It's a seam wide open. There he goes. Almost took it all the way, but a huge gain, and he has him set up 1st and goal. And that big gainer on the last one has them ready to go from inside the 10. The big fullback's got it. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They keep pushing forward now, back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. On the option. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that rep.
Goes to the option. He'll pitch it. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Warrior! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
And a great job by the quarterback, Reese, making the right read. I got to get that defense to commit to me. Now I pitch it. Running back catches it. I'll take this. I'll do the rest. But it was a great read by the quarterback.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. So the touchdown drive goes 63 yards. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly complete. He works his way up to the 20-yard line and goes out of bounds there.
Yeah, when you get that man coverage, most people are taught to have inside leverage. So that out route's there if your QB can put some air on it and throw it outside of the guy. But tight coverage, but a really nice throw on that out route.
Catch in the middle. It's Williams. Chain gang on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29. Looking downfield on 1st down. Finds a tight end. A solid pickup there. Works it to the 38 before being pushed out of bounds. The Stallions come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Just keep slinging it. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this 3rd down play. Clock running. Here's a heat. Pressure's there, and he lets it go. And the missed connection on 3rd down. And the Stallions will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He's got it. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. Decent field position to start this drive from their own 33. They'll go to the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the...
It's a running room. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. To the ground. He's got it again. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Davis looking to pass. Moving away from pressure. He'll pull it down and run. His defense fully aware that he can run. They stop him after a short gain.
Nice job by the defense. You got to dial into your keys. You got to make sure you're reading those guys up front. They did a good job. They saw it. They pulled the trigger. They knew the quarterback had it. They weren't fooled. Strung it out. Did a nice job of limiting the damage with that QB run.
And the Rainbow Warriors are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Rainbow Warriors. They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them.
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole first half, and he delivers, and they build on this lead and build their momentum going into halftime.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Give to the running back. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the first half, but there's been nothing going for him like you just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent. You may have to start thinking about throwing him the football, getting him out in the perimeter and space to let him go to work. He's got to touch the ball for you to come back in this game. Right now, running it, though, very difficult.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Men, nice to see you actually showed up for today's broadcast in paradise, given all there is to do there in Honolulu. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the first half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true 3-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and then the deep ball. He is a problem, and I don't think this defense has the solution. And with that, let's say aloha once again to the guys inside Aloha Stadium.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Hawaii ready to go back to work on offense. They had this lead to start the 3rd quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with that.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
Running back searching for a hole. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football, you can tell.
Running into the open space. He's going to have enough to pick up the first down as they stop him at the 33-yard line. The Rainbow Warriors come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the ground with the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
And the Rainbow Warriors have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Might be calling a hot route. Davis will throw. Pocket breaking down. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, that's not the way to start a drive. And he'll be marked down, but what a play to come up with that interception. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here comes the offense onto the field again. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. Little too soft in that run defense. He picks up 4 to the 32.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
This defensive end is an animal. He already has 2 sacks, and we're only in the 3rd quarter. I'd move him around a little bit more defensively so that the offense has no idea where he's lining up. Because right now, man, he is feasting.
Didn't get nearly enough done on 3rd down. He's brought down at the 31-yard line. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the 2nd time tonight. He'll need to strike this one cleanly from 48 yards out. It is good. Now the lead is down to 11. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kid, nice job.
Hawaii has it back as they send the offense onto the field. Last drive ended with a pick. Vitally important to take care of the football this time. They run the reverse. How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple.
Everybody loves those trick plays, man, those misdirections. But the problem is when you stay home and you play the play really disciplined and sound like this defense does, you knock it dead. And a lot of times for a loss and put the offense in a bind.
And some room to work. The pop pass gets popped behind the line for a loss. The Rainbow Warriors come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. They'll leave it with him. Got a little space. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on.
Going downfield for the big play. Got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Hawaii.
Sometimes it's players, not plays, or sometimes it's both. And when you got that guy and you put him in the slot and you let him burn for a go route right past a nickel corner or one of the reserve corners or a safety, that's a great job by the offense, and that speed you can't teach, and that's why he's in the house for 6.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Charlotte fell behind early, and it's been an uphill climb since. Thing is, this is a program that's worked the portal about as well as anyone. These kids are tough and could just find a way. They're trailing by just 2 to North Carolina.
Here comes the heat.
We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Trying to escape and get it himself. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. and they fail to hook up on third down.
Defense did a great job. Third and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
The Stallions will bring the punt team onto the field. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. Slips through the line. He'll be guided out of bounds, but not before a nifty return on that one. The Hawaii offense returns to the field. They'll start this drive at their own 48. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Backed up now. Here's second and long. Davis looking to pass. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. And the Rainbow Warriors decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. The kick is on its way. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it.
Well, it's a negative play trying to run the football, and I think if you're on offense, you got to be thinking about throwing it now. You're trailing by a lot. You got to get back in this game. You need tempo, and you need explosive plays through the air.
That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
And this defense just continues to dominate the football game. This score is lopsided. It's not looking good. But I know one thing. If you can't protect that guy, there's no chance for you to win this game or the future games.
And the Stallions will try to pin them back with the punt. Fourth time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Motion from the wideout. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. We've reached the end of the period, and Hawaii is on top. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. So the final period starts with a second down play. Davis will throw. Sets up the screen. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 28.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
I think one of the biggest reasons why the scoreboard looks the way it does is this offense has been dominant on third down. They have found a way to stay on the field. They do it again here late, running the ball on third.
On the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Really good job by this defense, understanding responsibility football, playing the first option, playing the second option. There was absolutely nowhere to go. Nice job being dialed in exactly where the ball was going and how to get him to the ground.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it and still on his feet. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, but they've got it 1st and goal.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the 4th quarter with a big lead, he's still taking shots.
And he was fortunate to get that one back to the line of scrimmage at the 5. No gain on the play.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming.
Touchdown, Hawaii! And the route is on.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
They'll try to add another to their lead. Davis, look, the fake, and he wants to throw. He makes the catch in the end zone, and that trickery works to perfection for the 2. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Got a man. It's Williams. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. The offense set for a 1st down play. To the air on 1st down. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
And you could easily argue the biggest reason this team is trailing here in the 2nd half is because they have not been able to protect their quarterback tonight. They've already given up 5 sacks in the game, and you just saw another one right there. This offensive line has had problems all night long.
I would not want to be the offensive coordinator right now. This offense has a hard time completing the forward pass and making plays, and now you're down, and they know.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Makes the grab deep. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. The Stallions are on the move. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Finds a little space. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. The give to the tailback. Defense is there to greet him again, and they are ready, and he has found nowhere to run tonight. They probably feel good about their field goal chances from the 29, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires to the wideout. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. The decision to go for it does not pan out. Hawaii ready to go back to work on offense. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the 2nd half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller, too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
No big surprise there, right? You're throwing to a guy that already has 3 touchdown catches in the game, so take another shot. Every time he has looked his way, good things have happened, And that's one of the very few times in this game so far where they have not been able to hook up.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Davis will throw. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. He's got it inside the 25. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
This has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. He'll start this drive going to the air. He's going for the big play. Makes the catch, and a huge play on the left side.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
Makes the grab, and he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
Quickly to the tight end. Dragged down at the 39, but he's got 5 yards, and they'll move the sticks. And the Stallions will line it up on 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Sends it back in motion. 2nd down, he'll throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the 2nd down misfire. Fires toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score. So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long one. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. Oh, he missed it. No good. The idea was to draw just a tad closer. Instead, the mountain is still enormous.
And sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man, just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
They'll start this drive and snap it from the 40. Davis looking to pass. He's going to throw deep right side. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. He'll take another shot here. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
On On third down, he drops to throw. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Rips it inside the 10. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. He's looking to pass. Setting up the screen. He's going for the goal line. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And added on again. This offense has done whatever they want, however they want, and this lead has ballooned. When you start a season off, you want to build momentum. You want to defeat an opponent and beat them badly. That's exactly what they've done. This team looks ready to compete for a national championship.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Wants to fire on second down. Caught behind the line. It's McGowan. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
Screen pass just not working there. You figure at this point of the game, trailing, you're going to have to be more aggressive and take some shots. You usually run screen passes.
And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy. Great execution. Just beat down in every facet.
I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm, and we saw that right from the get-go in this game. Offense just able to matriculate the ball down the field. Defense was not giving any